surprised looking at my knitting then.
Hello, hello, hello. Here we are. Let's see if we've got anybody with us. Miss Shatika.
Hi, Shatika.
I think Linda's coming in. She said she was sending me a picture, but then I didn't get a picture. So she'll probably have to do that again. Man, I've been having fits with technology today. This morning, I thought it was in my live, and it kept telling me it couldn't connect because I had pushed the wrong button. Well, we only have one option of a button to push, and it did not like it one little bit. So I literally had I literally had to get out of it and reset up a brand new thing real quick. So
hi, Amy.
Fun. And then today, there's the picture. Oh, look at it. So pretty. Today, Miss Cheryl said, okay, I'm coming up. And I waited and 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 waited, and she wasn't there. And finally, I'm looking at it. I was in the wrong one. I was in the one from this morning that was already over. So she's here waiting for me, and I'm over there waiting for her. Like, no.
I was just about to send you a text to say, am I in the wrong one? But yes, then you popped in.
So here we are. Oh, I'm so tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long week, man. And I think I've got a meeting really early tomorrow. I better look real quick while I'm thinking about it, because I still have work I need to do tonight.
Great.
Somebody just texted.
How did your bamboo poles go?
Yep, I do. I've got a meeting I have to be at 8:30 in the morning.
Is it close by?
Not too far. Probably SCC, probably 15 minutes away. So I don't have to do anything, just have to be there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's not bad. That's not bad. But I got stuff
I don't think I can sew in ends while we're doing this, because I have to look down all the time, and that's a bit rude.
Yeah.
Down all the time.
I don't know how long I'm going to be able to knit. I'll try, but I'm probably going to lose my place. So,
how did your bamboo poles go for the anthology one?
I did pretty good. I got all the way through it. I enjoyed it. And then I made a mistake right at the end, which, as we know, is required on every one of my projects. So, see, it looks super good. Looks really good until I got right there. I somehow got some extra stitches in there.
Oh, okay.
But other than that, I think it looks pretty darn good.
You're not going to notice that in the whole grand scheme of things. You're not going to notice that.
Not much. Not much. And then next week we've got dots or something. And I tried to go back and show everybody your picture. We didn't have that picture up.
Oh, okay. I don't know if I've got it here. I've got a whole stack. I've been going around all of mine with red, and I've got a whole stack of them here. Bamboo. Is it number 18?
I just put my notes away. Let's see. I cleaned up the living room, so now I can't find anything.
Yes.
Yeah, I cleaned it up
I've got 18 here, and I know that one I was thinking I don't see the dots.
No, mine don't have numbers on them. Probably once I get into the thing it does, but my printout doesn't have numbers. Well, I suppose I could count the number of weeks.
I'm not sure if I just gave them number. Hi, Linda. Yes, Robbin said she got your picture. She hasn't showed us yet. I don't know if it's fit for viewing.
8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Yeah, so next week is 18. It did, Linda. I just got it.
So this is number 18. But I really can't see any dots in there.
Yes, I'm glad you showed that, because the picture they showed us doesn't look anything like that.
No, I'm thinking that they mean sort of like in between places, but it doesn't look like dots to me at all.
Linda, did you send that on an email? Because now I can't find it. Wow. Oh, I see what she did. I have to show you. I have to show, because I just saw something else that somebody sent me. Okay, so you guys know leather. I can't remember her regular name, but it's something leather. She does all those. She crochets those micro Afghan pieces thread. She just made herself a crochet hook. And so she took the teeny tiny crochet hooks and what's the word? Put them into acrylic, so the handle is regular size.
Right.
Look how tiny this thing is.
Oh my goodness.
That's what she's crocheting with, you guys.
I couldn't imagine it.
I can't either. I can't even see the hook. But then you look here, and that's what she did. She put the end, so that's the end in a regular size acrylic handle. What a smart idea.
Yes.
Somebody was thinking. And here's the two hooks side by side. Wowza. Look how tiny those are. Those are beautiful hooks. See, now that's what I need when I make my earrings, because the handles are so small on those things. And I don't think I have any. I don't think my furls go down that small. I don't think my.
I couldn't imagine resin or wood being strong enough at all to get down that small.
Yeah, no. So, but I think no. I can't even remember what I used now. And of course, the package that I had all that stuff in is gone, and I got an order for some of those earrings, so I have to make some. That's what I didn't write down. I knew I needed to write something down on my list. And that's what it was those earrings. But she picked out the yarn, the thread. So. And then I found some sparkly thread. And so I'm going to mix the two. So the earrings will probably be a little bit bigger. And she's okay with that. But, wow, that's cool looking. That is cool looking. What was I going to do? What was I going to do? Does anybody remember? No?
You're going to show us Linda's photo?
I did. I didn't, because I couldn't find it. Okay, Linda. I know you sent it to me because I looked at it. I'll do it this way. I'll look it up this way. Search for Linda. Nope. Well, Linda, I know you sent it to me because I opened it and I looked at it. You didn't send it in Messenger, did you? It's not in Messenger. Can you send it again, Linda? I absolutely cannot find it. Maybe I deleted it by mistake. I opened it. I looked at it. I said, wow, that's beautiful. Here, I won't touch it this time. I won't touch it.
You can't be trusted, Robbin.
I can't. That's the truth, too.
Technology today, no.
Especially not today.
Not today.
Definitely.
So what? Oh, okay. So what I'm doing with the anthology blanket, I've gone around most of them with red, and now I'm making a few extra plain ones so that it'll be a 6x7. And just doing the stocking stitch, like the gauge, just doing the gauge swatch over again.
Well, I got the only thing I did this week was I did the block for this morning, and then I did about 2 minutes working on this, and I got quite a bit done up. I wanted to get my spring blocks sewn together, and I'm almost done. I'm on the very last row, and I just have to do like the outline of it and then do a final outline of the whole thing. And then I'm done with that. And then I worked on the baby's dress a little bit. And that's it. That's all I did this week. Oh, and I made 4 of those hats, the Sesame Street hats.
Oh, okay.
So I got 4. Okay, here we go. Okay, I got the word progress. This is what happened last time. And then no picture. And then here comes the picture. So yeah, I must have bumped it and it went away. So of the 10 hats that he ordered, I have 6 done. But 4 of them were for his grandkids, and they were here yesterday and today. So I knew I had to get them over to him. So that's why I was hustling to get those done, because I was up till, what night was that? Friday night. I worked in the shop for like 9 hours on Friday. And then I was up till midnight finishing those hats. And then I was in the shop all day on Saturday. And then Saturday
you just
night,
do the hats on your, sorry, you just do the hats on your Addy? Yeah.
Yep, did the hats on the Addy. And Mr. cleaned the Addy out, blew it out, and it worked really good. But I was twirling and twirling and twirling and twirling and twirling and twirling. My poor arm about to fall off.
Yes.
Where's your electric drill?
I didn't want to run it because sometimes that causes it to drop stitches, and I did not want to fight with drop stitches. 2 pictures, mine and Cheryl's. No, I don't have any pictures, Linda. Linda. Oh,
what was the picture of, Linda? Was it
our shawls that she's making?
Oh, I'd love to see those.
I know. Oh, it's in Messenger. Okay, we're in Messenger. I'm in Messenger. Did you send it to a different chat or right here? Is it in the RWR? Maybe that's where I
haven't received any notification for either of the groups. Let's check.
Okay, I'm in Messenger, and all I'm getting is your words. There's no pictures.
Is that just Messenger between you and Linda?
Yeah. So just the
I was going to say, because I'm in the
from you and me, Linda. No pictures. I'll keep trying. Wonder if there's an archive. I'm looking to see if maybe I archived it by mistake. No, it's whole groups that I've archived. It's not just individual. And then I was going to see.
Paul, I didn't see you sneak in there.
Okay. We'll keep trying, Linda. There they are. Yay, we did it.
Yay.
Okay. Don't touch anything. All right. So there's my shawl.
Make yourself big so that we can see it full screen.
Okay. I can do that. That I know how to do without breaking anything. There's my shawl. Looks so good.
Nice. I love that color. That's the peach white, isn't it?
The white peach, yeah.
White peach.
Mm-hmm. And look whose this one is. Look how
nice.
She's way far.
Yeah, you'll be up to the star stitch now. I haven't done that video yet. Oh.
She may not need it. Look at her just flying.
No, I probably not. It's
look at that.
That's looking good.
Beautiful.
Well done, Linda.
Gorge, gorge, gorge. I did have to switch. I did have to switch to the bigger needles because I ran out of room on my smaller ones. So I did have to switch to the bigger cable. That's beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
What I usually do with the cables is have two. So I use them as like straight needles, but you know, with the cord on each one.
Yeah.
I just prefer that. I found that because I knit a lot of blankets and they're either DK weight or up Aran weight, that I've got this one here. I find that the cord here, because they're bent so much and you've got so many stitches, that there tends to get a little here, and then it makes the stitches harder to get up. So I've tended to just go with one and put one of the little stoppers on the end, which I can't pick up because my fingers are frozen. So I usually put one of those on the end so the stitches don't slip off. But it's easier when they're on one if you can, because otherwise the stitches just flow down towards the ground when you've got like 200-300 of them.
I know. Well, that's gorge. And then earlier, let me see if I can find Debbie's. She sent me a message earlier. Was it? I think she sent an email. Second row of the star, but she's got a question. Okay. This is the place for questions. Okay, it says, directions for the star stitch. What does yarn mean? Do you think it's supposed to be a yarn over?
What does yarn?
So
what was the question?
Let's go to the star stitch section. Oh, I bet I don't have that printed out because I only printed out so many pages.
That's okay. I've got them here. So in the star stitch, yes. What does what mean?
It just says yarn.
YRN. Yarn round needle.
Oh,
okay.
Yarn round needle. YRN.
Yarn round needle, which is very similar. Okay, so I'll show you with this knitting here. It's usually used when you're going from a purl stitch to a purl stitch. And what you do is you bring the yarn over and then back to the front. So you've actually gone right around the needle, and that just makes it a little bit easier to get into the next stitch. So if you just did a yarn over, you'd be going over the needle and then you'd undo it by just doing a yarn over like you normally do. So yeah, so just take it from, oh, I wish I had the right angle. Take it from the front towards you, over the back, and then back under the needle. So
you're
make
going
a whole
all the way around the needle.
All
just
the way around.
Like you're tying your shoe, all the way around that.
Yeah, all the way around it.
Okay.
And then that just makes it easier to do the next purl 3 together.
Okay.
Okay. And who was that from? That was from Deb, was it?
That was from Linda.
Oh, from Linda. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I'll try to get
I'm glad you
Star
asked
Stitch
as well.
tutorial up this week.
I'm glad you asked as well.
I'm not sure how I wrote it in the abbreviations. I probably just put yarn round needle.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't. Oh, this must be an old one. I have so many copies of this pattern printed out that I need to get rid of them all. Just print the current one.
Yeah, get them all, start over.
Yes.
I don't see one for that.
Okay. I'll have to add that. I'll make a note.
I don't have
Change 634 to this pattern.
Good thing we just updated it in the description box.
Yes. That abbreviation for yarn round needle. YRN.
Okay. So this came from Deb today. She just finished my shawl.
Nice. Yeah.
Love that blue.
That's a great blue. Is that the same blue that you're going to do the jumper in?
I think so.
Hmm.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the I can't think of the word. Iris. Is it iris blue? That never mind.
Oh no, not cornflower. That's your
cornflower. That's the one that I used.
That's the bachelor buttons.
Yeah. I've got it sitting right here. It's called. Oh, but there's just work. There's no names on them. It's super pretty though. Yeah, it's the same color, all right. It's that color, but there's no name on it. I forgot about that. That does annoy me. I just start writing the names on the labels of these things. I really thought it was, oh, hello, Queen. I really thought it was Iris something. Let's see here. Cascade. Yarn. Pacific.
And is it the Pacific that they're discontinuing?
No. That's the Anthem DK.
Oh,
okay. Blue Iris. I was close.
Yeah.
I was very close. One of these here days, I'll have all the colors memorized, and then they'll change them all on me.
Yes.
And then I'll have to start over.
There's so many places do just seem to use the number, and it's like. And then Hobby changed their numbering system for a few of them when they went from Tivoli to Amigo, and that's how I ended up with this yellow, because I ordered the same number that I had from the Tivoli.
Oh.
And it wasn't the same color. It was darker.
Color. Yeah.
So this is egg yolk. The one that I wanted was sunflower, which is a sunnier color.
Yeah.
And so that's how this blanket came to be in the egg yolk, because I thought, what am I going to do with 10 skeins of that? Well, they're only 50 skein balls, so.
So they're smaller. Yeah, one of the things I ordered in, I'm like, wow, this is a super killer price. And I ordered them, and they got here, and they were 50 grams instead of 100 grams. I'm like, oh, well, that's why it was such a good price. They're still really, really pretty. So.
I don't shop at Hobby very much anymore. Once you get used to their prices, they're not that cheap. Like when you find other places that have better prices for more yarn. similar quality. I mean, don't get me wrong, they've got some beautiful yarns. I just think they're quite overpriced unless they're on sale.
Yeah.
Yes.
So now I just want to make sure I'm doing this right. It says slip 1-P. So it's just like slip as if to purl.
Yes.
I'm not actually purling. Okay. And then I put my yarn back and then I knit one. Okay. Even I can do that.
Yeah.
Even I can do that.
I think the hardest part with this pattern of the shawl is all the different abbreviations for all the different stitches. And even now I still print out the abbreviation pages and keep those separate so that I can just look up. I think in the new pattern version that I put up, for the separator section, I actually put what the twist was so that you don't have to look back onto the abbreviations page for how to do that particular stitch, the chain stitch.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I did that for another one as well, where the stitch only appears once. It might have been the star stitch on the page there somewhere. I think I put what words the abbreviation star meant. Because they only appear in those two sections, whereas most of the others appear throughout the pattern. But yes, it's very long, very long. I don't know, haven't had any feedback on the pattern length yet, as in like, do I go into too much detail?
Well,
not
as
enough
far as
detail?
I'm concerned, it's just right.
Okay.
But, you know me. I want all the words.
Yes, I'll give you all the words. I know how to say good morning in 300 words or more.
Good. Good. That makes me happy. And Steve doesn't seem to have any concerns. Bridget, are you doing the shawl? Are you doing the knit shawl? I keep forgetting that we're just moving it. We're not actually purling it. Okay.
And if you watch the video for that one, Robbin, at the end, there's a section on what do you do if you actually purl it instead of slip it, and that's really easy to fix.
Okay. To one now see, my count's off. To one stitch before the marker, and if I do this one more, I'm going to be at the marker. Knit 2, slide 1. Yeah, I'm off. My count's off. I bet I purled one, but it wouldn't have mattered. We didn't do any increasing or slipping. So what have I done? What have I done? So it should be knit 2, yarn over, slip 1, yarn back, knit 1. So it's basically knit, knit, slip, knit. So it's a groupings of 4. Knit, knit, slip, knit. 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 I think there's my problem. Knit, knit, slip, knit. So I should have, I've only got 3 stitches left. I'm supposed to do this to within 1 stitch before the marker, and I can't do that. And I ended up
So how many stitches do you have in that wedge?
27, which is what my note says. I'm on row 3 of section 2. Well, I'm on row 4. I'm on row 4, but row 3 would have had 27 stitches.
So you're on row 4, are you?
Yeah. But the wedge has 27. I know, Bridget, you've been popping out those bags.
And is this the first part or the second first wedge coming backwards or the second?
The first one.
Yeah, it'd probably be a good idea, Linda, to download the new one.
We just put it in the description box, so it's there and ready for you right now.
So the first time you did it through on row 4 for the first wedge, that finished okay?
No, I'm on the first wedge of row 4.
Okay, the first part of row 4. Did you not do an increase at the on row 3 at the end, so the garter right or left increase or one of the center increases?
I don't know, but I've got 27 on both sides, so 27 on both sides, 1 in the middle, and then the 3 on each end.
Okay, so just let me do some calculations here. So 27, and you're doing row 4. 2,
4 times 8. 32. 67.
so you should have 8 lots of slip 1 knit 2s before you get to the end, and then you should have, so you do knit 2, slip 1 knit 1, so it's all slip 1 knit 1, not knit 2 until the first one and the last one.
On row 4?
Yes. So you knit 2.
Oh, I picked up the knit 2 before the star.
So you knit 2 before the star.
And then you do the stuff in between. And then you go back to the yarn forward. And I was going back to the knit 2.
Oh, okay. There you go. All right.
So we unknit. Unknit. See, I have no problem making all these mistakes in front of the whole world.
No. It's how you learn. Sometimes you just can't see what you did wrong.
No, I absolutely couldn't see what I did wrong. Oops. And then when I got to do this right. The slip isn't really an unknit. It's just an unslip.
Yes.
Now, how did I end up with 2 live stitches here?
Because you were knitting 2?
Well, it seems really big there. Okay. So it's knit. Yes, so there's a new updated version in the description box. And
I can't even remember what the changes were that I made in that, or why I made the change. I have version notes somewhere on my computer, but not this computer. Excuse me.
It's got to be where I slipped, because there's this, yeah, it's a big loopy thing. So do I have to pick up the loopy thing?
I don't know. If you just slipped, you should just slip it back.
So that's what I got to do, is that. Okay.
So there shouldn't be any working yarn coming from that stitch.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. What a dork.
Yes.
But it's a good thing you were here, because I would have been very, very, very frustrated if I was on my own.
Always here for you. Always here for anyone who needs help.
Yeah. What in the heck is that lady doing?
Yeah.
They're going to be going, what is wrong with her? Why is she? I had somebody call me a witch today.
Pardon?
In a good way.
Okay.
I went to the bookstore and I was looking for I was looking for the Cookie Lee book, her new sock book, maybe her
Right.
only sock book. And so she took me over to the knitting section. And I said I was looking for a sock knitting book. And she goes, do you crochet and knit? And I go, well, I crochet and I'm trying to knit. And she goes, that makes you a witch. I'm like, excuse me? She goes, well, it's one thing if you can do one or the other, but most people can only do one and they can never pick up both. So if you can pick up both, that makes you a witch. I'm like,
I see.
Okay.
Okay.
Not exactly what I've ever heard before.
No. I've seen memes around on Facebook and other places where, we're a witch because we sit and mutter and curse, and then suddenly, yes, we have a finished object.
Mm-hmm. Yes, we have our spells, cast our spells, and we work with our wands, our magic wands.
Yes.
But I've never been called a witch because I can knit and crochet.
No.
Saying so I can knit a bit of a stretch.
You learnt to knit first many, many years ago?
Crochet.
Crochet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. See, I think it's easier going from knitting to crochet than the other way around, because crochet, I hope it doesn't come across as sounding derogatory, but crochet is easier because there's just one stitch and that you're working at a time, and if it falls off.
Yeah, I think knitting is much harder.
So it would be less of an incentive to go from something easy to something that's a bit more complicated, harder.
Mm-hmm.
But if you start with knitting, then going to crochet is really easy. It's like just my opinion. Yeah.
Well, I think for me the biggest thing is, just like that. If that were crochet, I would have stuck my hook in where I needed to be, and I would have gone boop, and I'm done.
Yes.
You say your 2 or 3 swear words, and you just pull it.
Exactly.
Okay, now I have to count to make sure I've got the right number of stitches, that I didn't mess something up. I know I did over here. I think I dropped one of those slipped things, but let's see what you should have. 27, 3, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 27. Woohoo! 27. Either way we go.
So you often count in 4s, do you?
I typically count in 5s. Usually when I'm looking, at least in crochet. No, in knit too. I just kind of automatically see it in groups of 5 with my stitches.
Oh, see, I don't. That's interesting, Bridget, that you crocheted first and then found knitting by just reading patterns.
So knitting is
I find knitting easier than crochet a lot of the time, but it depends on what sort of fabric I want to end up with, which one I decide to use. I prefer crochet because it's got a lacier look than knitting, whereas knitted lace can be a pain in the butt to undo if you make a mistake. That's why I avoid it. But if I want a nice close fabric, I'll use knitting, because just about any stitch you use in that will give you a nice closed fabric. And I do love stocking stitch because it's so it's got a really nice thin drape to it. This is a stocking stitch square I'm doing, and it's mindless. You can make a jumper in no time with stocking stitch.
Oh, so you're just going back and forth. Oh my gosh, this couldn't be any easier.
Yeah.
As per usual, I make it as difficult as possible. What is that noise? What animal is talking to you?
Oh, a crow.
Oh, that's a bird. Okay.
Yes, it's a crow outside. I
That's,
get so used to hearing them, I don't hear them
don't even notice
anymore.
it. Yeah. That's funny. So we had a big conversation yesterday. So yesterday was National Knit Outside Day. Did everybody go knit outside?
No,
I don't think. Okay,
it's
did
freezing outside at the moment. You're
Oh yeah,
crazy woman.
you're in the winter. Slip. Okay, so I did a purl there instead of a slip. So let's undo this. Sometimes I can tell right away what I've done, though. At least that's something.
Even when I was 2/3 of the way through the shawl, my test shawl, I'd get all the way through wedge 1, halfway through wedge 2, and think, did I do my garter lift at the beginning of the row? And like, there's no way I'm going to undo the whole row because you've got, over 150 stitches. But yeah, even I make mistakes. You just learn how to fix them and fudge them. And there's only 2 places in this pattern where it is really important, and that's at the star stitch section 4 and section 7 at the end. And yes, if you, like Robbin was saying, she counts every row. I must get those figures to you, what your row count should be every row.
Well, I know. See, there I go. I just want to do that. I just want to purl that.
Yeah.
I just add 4. And so I went down the list and I just added 4 to each row.
Okay.
And then where I have to do repeat rows 1 through 8 once, then I'll write the row numbers down and I'll put next to it how many it should be. That's just going to help me keep my place, because I will just one of these.
Yes, that's just for the odd number rows, isn't it? That you're adding 4?
Yes, correct.
Yes, because you're not doing any increases.
Yeah, so this row there's
regular increases on the wrong side rows.
And I've got a stitch marker there on that one.
Yep.
So, Queen, besides your lovely bags, are you getting to do any stitching? Now, what did I do? Take that back. Okay, that's a forward.
I'm trying to get projects finished so that the ones that have been hanging around for a little while, finishing off this anthology blanket. I'm going to Brisbane at the end of the month, and that's where the donation centre is, that I donate all my blankets and scarves, hats, all that sort of thing too. So I want to have this down to them by then. So that's why I'm concentrating on getting those ones finished. That one, what else have I got there? Oh, I also want to make, finish off a top that I started. I don't know, can't even remember when I started that. What have I done there? And then I want to start my Learn to Knit series.
That's going to be fun. Maybe I'll finally figure out how to knit.
Yeah.
1 stitch before the marker. Okay, now I'm 1 stitch before the marker. Now I'm going to knit 1. Move my marker. Purl 1. Move my marker. And then repeat the back forward thing. Okay.
Oh, congratulations. Bridget, reaching your watch hours.
Tiny little bit of spinning done. Made tons of bags. I know you've been working on bags left and right. Yay! Yay, yay, yay. I am going to this week, I'm going to finish the dress. I'm going to finish the spring blanket. And of course, my square for the Sunday morning thing.
Mm.
And I have got a lot going on this week, so I'll be hard pressed to get that done. Those 3 things.
Yes, I've got some work coming up in the next couple of weeks. That's another reason why I want to get these things done now while I can.
I've got 2 classes this week, plus Saturday's regular class, and 2 classes that I need to get set up for online. And I've got some billing I need to get done, plus all the store stuff, which is really getting, I'm down to just kind of figuring out how to do things. Well, I still have to get all the back stock inventory figured out, and then just getting everything, pictures taken and uploaded. And that's just, that's going to take weeks and weeks and weeks. And I'm just going to have to be able to do a little bit at a time.
Yes. Did the smoke alarm get changed?
The smoke alarm did not get changed.
Did it just finally run out of power?
No.
The battery?
No. And that's why they're beeping, because the battery died. So Mr. came with the ladder and took them all down. We went to the basement, and there were 3 smoke alarms down there. We took them all down. He took down the one that was upstairs chirping. And then I sent, after he put everything away, I sent him to the store to buy batteries. So we put one of them back together in the basement. And then I texted all the people that needed to know. And I said, there are no working smoke alarms in this building. This needs to be taken care of immediately.
Yeah.
And I left it like that.
So, because having them 20 feet high, like, that's ridiculous.
There's still 2 of them that we couldn't even get to with the ladder. So they've got to be 30 feet high.
Wow.
And right in the middle of the room. So there's no way I could even lean a ladder, because you'd have to have a great big tall extension ladder, and no way to lean it up against anything. And I'm not sending him up there to do something like that.
You wonder how they got put up there in the first place.
But I sent a message, and I'm like, this has to be changed today. And they're like, maintenance guys are up at the restaurant. That's a 2-hour round trip drive. But the problem is, she's got 3 businesses and 2 maintenance guys, and they're trying to do all the stuff for all the things. And one of the businesses is she does direct care for developmentally disabled adults. Well, that's the number 1 priority in every situation.
Yeah.
And I'm the lowest priority in every situation. So,
Yes.
Hello, Miss Sue. Oh, Cheryl. Do you have one of your shawls here?
I do.
Okay, so this is Miss Sue. Miss Sue just joined us. She's
Hi,
pretty
Sue.
new. Miss Sue joined us from doing the anthology.
Oh, okay.
And she was sent over from Pinky Jean. So she is chomping at the bit. She is a ferocious knitter, and she's chomping at the bit to start a shawl. And I told her she should join us.
Yes. I shall show you my shawl.
And I could not remember if your first one was 3-weight or 4-weight.
4-weight.
It was 4.
Yes.
So look at this gorgeous thing. Isn't that beautiful? So pretty, so pretty, so pretty. I just can't believe that this is going to turn into that. Wow. Look at that. Oh, it's so pretty. Nice.
Yes, I love it. It's so squishy. This is Mona Lisa, Nako's Mona Lisa yarn.
That's what it was. I called it something different.
Oh, it's so squishy. I'm actually waiting for it to get cold enough that I can wear it without sort of like, I put it on, it's like, okay, I'm hot now, I'll take it off. I bought a new pair of fluffy slippers for winter, and my feet melt in. And it's like, wax on, wax off. It's like slippers on, slippers off all the time. One slipper on, the other foot's cold, so I, leave it on and take the other one off. And no, oh, okay. I don't do triangle shawls either. That's the first one I've ever designed. I'm actually going to, at some stage, do it in a rectangle as well. I prefer rectangular wraps. Is it that you don't like the style of triangular shawl, Sue?
Oh, that bird's noisy tonight.
It is. There's about 3 of them out there.
Oh. Goodness.
Oh, that's interesting, Linda. And did you oh, thank you. Did it help your rheumatic fever, Linda? Yes, it does take longer. Because at least with crochet, you've got taller stitches that you can do, which make it go faster.
Those birds, they sound like they're So you just don't care for the triangle shawls?
No, I'm not a huge fan of triangular shawls. Amber from Fostering Crochet has a flat bottom garden shawl, which is more like a hexagon, but with the center part missing. And it just sits and drapes over the shoulders really nicely. That was the first shawl that I made. I made 2 of those, and then I designed this one under duress.
Yes, it was. Well, and when this project started, Sue, we were going to make a Stephen West shawl, and we found, and not because we wanted a Stephen West shawl, we just wanted a very, very, very simple shawl that we could make because everybody was bored to tears with our morning knit project. And so we thought, well, we'll do a shawl, and we thought we'll do one of these Stephen West shawls because it'll have a little bit more life to it. And then so we found one that wasn't very hard, and the more we looked at it, the more we decided it was pretty boring too. And so then Cheryl took up the call and thought, well, she says, I can come up with something that won't be quite so boring. And she was just going to make a tweak or two to the Stephen West. Which shawl was it?
That was the Boneyard shawl.
Yeah, the Boneyard shawl. And 10 minutes later, she's designing a whole new shawl from scratch.
Yeah, I tend to do that.
Yeah, she did that to our blanket too. And
I'm one of those people who go on to cooking recipes and say, I just changed this and I just changed that and I put this here and I put that there, and it's absolutely wonderful. I love this recipe. And you look at it and you go, it's nothing like the recipe that the person posted. I'm one of those people.
But yes. Had we stopped 5 minutes to think about it,
yes.
We would have
been. It would have been easier as a rectangular shawl too to design.
Yeah, we would have just made a whole different shawl instead of a triangle shawl.
Yes,
but by that point we were way too far into it to we being her.
Yes,
to start over. Plus, you taught us that tab thingy too.
Yes, that was
alternative tab
interesting.
thingy.
A different method. So if you do come across a pattern that's got the tab start and you don't like it, I don't like it. I just think it's fiddly, cumbersome, and it just doesn't look good.
Yep. So, and I do have a shawl in there with that tab thingy. So I'm excited to do something with it. Do this other one. Of course, when that's going to get put on my list.
Oh, you have a pattern that's already got it. It's not, the shawl's not already made with it.
No. It's the pattern with the tab. Because I remember when I went into the store and I found the beautiful, beautiful Cascade yarn and fell in love with it. And I said, okay, I need a pattern and it's got to be pretty simple. And so they found this knit pattern for me. And it had that. And I'm like, how do you start this thing? And she goes, oh, it's called a tab garter or garter tab. And it's really easy. And she goes, come in and I'll help you. And
new knitters, I don't
went home and put my yarn away and never looked at it again.
Yeah, I don't think it's particularly easy for a new knitter at all.
Yeah, probably not. To the first mark, one stitch before the marker, knit one. Okay, I'm almost at the end of my row. Knit one, slip. Uh-oh.
Did you do it again?
No. Okay, so I did the knit one. Now I'm at the end of my bracket. Oh, now I'm just doing the slip and the knit three. Okay. Hey, Miss Gwen.
Hi, Gwen.
1, 2, and 3.
Okay.
That only took half an hour. Actually, that took 56 minutes.
Well, no, it's got to be at least only 52 minutes because you did the photo thing for Linda.
That's true. There was some stuff in between. Okay, so I have to mark it off. I'm being very good about marking it off. Okay, and now I can't do this one. Well, maybe you can talk me through my increases. So, hey, Mama, Gwen, what are you working on these days? I really like this yarn. I love it because what am I using? Am I using the Pacific? No, I think I'm using that blend. Oh, I am. Oh, and that is the blend. I'm using the acrylic superwash merino blend. I am knitting. Are you also surprised? Well, I don't know if you can call it knitting, but I'm practicing my witchcraft, apparently. According to the lady at the bookstore. Okay, here we go. I'm making a shawl.
It'll be done by winter, don't worry. You've got heaps
right now I'm making a basket.
Yes.
Oh, gosh. I'm enjoying it. Oh, making blankets. Oh, guess what, you guys? Guess what?
Yes. What?
We have a new grandbaby coming.
Another one.
Mm-hmm.
Congratulations.
It means I had to squeeze another blanket into my list.
Wow. When's the baby due?
November. That's all I know.
Okay. So a blanket will be good, a winter baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. She used and I gave both babies a hat last year and blankets, and because I made a blanket for the baby. Well, actually, I made that car seat cover and a blanket for the bigger one, and she used the heck out of it because we had a really cold winter last year. Remember, we had 13 below for over a week. It was so cold. Oh, you had number 14 2 days ago. Nice.
Oh my goodness.
And my silk yarn came in.
How is it?
Beautiful. It is so, so pretty. Hooded blanket towels. Yep.
Mm.
I could sew something because that would be way faster. But that doesn't count. It's got to be a blanket. Every one of the brands has a blanket from me. It has to be a blanket.
And what size blankets do you make for the grandies?
It depends. The very first one started out with like your basic kind of receiving blanket. And then when I got to, I was in Texas when her last one was born. And by that time I was making king size blankets. And then up here, these ones were, they've just been like regulars. Well, see, and I wanted to use that bloom, and I knit the blanket out of that bloom yarn for the, well, because you guys remember, I was knitting, trying to get done before that baby was born.
Yes.
And I made it, but just by the hair of my chinny chin chin. And, oh, I bet that's beautiful. Looks like an Easter basket.
Nice.
And, I do have some more of that bloom yarn, but I kind of feel like, well, maybe okay, somebody help me count. If the baby's due in November, let's say early November, just so October is 4, September is 8, August is 12, July is 16, June is 20. So they just waited so they might be knowing here any minute. So if it's a boy, I could do another bloom blanket in boy colors.
Mm.
The other one was pink and white. Because I do have some more bloom yarn up there.
Is that the bloom yarn in chunky weight?
Mm-hmm. And, you know, it works up with the colors.
Yes.
Because usually about 20 weeks they find out what it is. And actually maybe earlier now.
Mm. You could do one of the gumball blankets.
That's not happening.
Okay.
I lucked out is what I did. So my sister that owns this craft store, you know, I have to make one of those blankets for her. I got roped into that. And she literally called me 2 days ago and said, "Is the blanket done yet?" No. we got the yarn the day before. The blanket will be done in about a month, maybe.
Wow.
Yeah. And so then my IT lady she came into the shop on Saturday. She came and took a first aid class.
Mm.
And she saw because I've got the kits all made up now. And I showed her the kits. I says, "Okay, this is how I'm taking the picture, you know, however you want to post it." And she goes, "You know, you really need to have one of these on display." And I'm like, "Shut up. Shut up." And so about an hour later, we were still chit-chatting about this. And actually, it was later in the day, she called me and we were trying to get some things done. And she said, because I sent her home with some yarn, she's going to do a Sophie's Universe. And so I sent her home with some yarn that I had here. And she calls me and she goes, "Do you want me to make a gumball blanket for the shop?" And I'm like, "You would do that?" She goes, "Yeah. Just
Can you make 2 and I'll give one to Judy?"
Well, I'm cheating. I'm cheating with the one for Judy. I'll tell you in a minute what I'm going to do. But so I put the kit together and she's going to grab it and she's going to make the one for the shop. And then later on, that'll be the one that I donate. And
right. Yeah.
So that killed 2 birds with one stone.
Nice.
And she had kind of sort of offered the day before, and I'm such a dork, I didn't pick up on it, because I was showing her all of the kits that I have, and she's like, do you need help making some of those blankets? I'm like, oh no, they're not for anything, they're just kits that I have. And I didn't get the clue that she'd like to make one. And
Nice.
so, the next day when she was a little more forthcoming,
Yeah.
I'm like, oh yeah, you can't beat around the bush with me. You just got to come right out and say it. Cause I'm not picking up any clues.
Yes.
And so, that worked out really, really well. And yeah, so I had her, she chose, because the one I have to make is going to be with the brown. And then, so she's going to do the one in the purple, which will be really very excited. So this is what I'm doing. I'm cheating on the one for Judy because Judy's blind as a bat. And when I showed her the picture, I know she didn't see all the details. She just saw the colorful stripes.
Right.
So I'm not doing all the loopies on Judy's, which is going to make it, first of all, go much faster, not use as much yarn so I can make it wider. Yes. And when I was doing my practice row, I really had to slow down and make sure I wasn't adding stitches on that loopy row.
Oh, okay.
Because when I did my practice one, I was adding stitch. I ended up with 50 extra stitches the first time I did that.
Wow.
Because
that's a lot.
Yes. Because, well, there's like 25 of those loopies. And I was putting X, because after you do the loopy row, you go across with a row of single crochet. Well, I was picking up an extra single crochet on both sides of the loop.
Oh, okay.
So, ta-da, now I've got 50 extra stitches. So you have to be careful not to do that. And when I told Dana I did that, she's like, what's wrong with you? Blah, blah, blah. Well, next thing I know, she's doing the same thing. So it's easy to do. Oh my goodness. So Linda said she wasn't even able to walk at that point, and she had to turn the pages of book with a straw. Wow. So,
wow.
She was really in bad shape. So Mama Gwen, so you guys know I started my Sophie's Universe last January, not this January, last January. And I started it and I'm doing it all in Dove Gray. I'm ready to do it in the colors now. And I'm half thinking of doing a shop one and just leaving it at the shop. And when I've got time, I'll just work on a row or two and I'll just leave it there as a shop project and just kind of leave it on display at whatever row I'm at. And I think it'll look pretty like that.
Yeah.
And then I've got all those colors of the Anthem DK, and I'll just pull from those colors and I'll go with that. So I'm thinking of doing that. And then
so Sophie's Universe, that's the one that's got a couple of pieces that are off. Yeah, that does my head.
I know. You start out with the round, and then after that, it does this, and then it
does that.
But
I never realized it was a problem for me until I saw it. I thought, no, I don't like that one. And then there were other things I'd see, and I go, I don't like them. What is it about them that I don't like? And it's the being off center, like rotated, like that guitar that or the cat.
Yeah, the cat.
Wow.
Yeah, that one bothered you a lot too.
It did, yes.
And the guitar, I wouldn't mind doing just having the guitar in the middle, but I really like the two sides of the cat. Yeah, I think that would, Mama, if you had, honestly, I think anything you want. And I'll tell you what has happened to me with my Sophie. Because it's a solid color and I'm on row, I don't know what row number I'm on, but I just did the last row that finishes the first chunk. So what I have finished is the actual official Sophie. And then she turned it into the big blanket. And where I find myself having a little problem, and I would show you did I bring it home? I have it. Hang on.
So wisteria is the light colored purple. It's a little bit lighter than lavender, is it, Sue? I don't know the Briar Rose wrap, but I'll look that up and check it out. Oh, hi, Steve.
Hello, Steve. So yeah, there's all the different colors. And then when you get to wherever I'm at, part 4, which is exactly where I am. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, that's not right.
There's another Sophie as well, isn't there? Besides the universe,
the sister. It's not Sophie. It's
oh, Charlotte.
Charlotte's, and that's the sister.
I think that's the one that I.
And I've got one of those started also.
Darker than a
so you get.
I haven't heard of that Willow Daily worsted. Is that a small yarn company? Not that I've heard of every yarn that there is. We don't get very many in Australia.
Really? You don't know every yarn in the world?
No. No. I'm even surprised at some of the ones I find here. It's like, oh, great. Another crappy acrylic that's like steel wool.
Yeah. And then you get to a certain spot and they have you change your hook size, and that's where I'm at right now.
I think I probably handled the Sophie's Universe in one color better visually for me than in multicolors. It wouldn't look so disjointed having the twist in it.
Yeah, you probably wouldn't notice it so much. So,
okay. Thanks, Steve.
So here's my Sophie so far, all in one color.
Oops.
And nice. The only problem, that's the back, sorry. The only problem with doing that looks better, is every now and again, Willow. Willow is one of the Hirschner's yarns. It's their little higher level.
Right.
The only problem with doing this in one color, I really like the way this looks. Man, I love this thing. Is like right now, you've got to go back to another row and pick up a stitch. And if it were in a different color, it'd be way easier to see the other row that you're picking the stitch up from.
Right.
And I am really struggling with picking those stitches up because I cannot see where I am like them.
Oh, congratulations, Linda. Great grands. Wow.
Oh, wow. Well, yeah, that's what ours is too. The one I've got coming. It's a great grand. It's our it's our 4th great grand. Same mommy.
I'll be lucky to get one grandy before I shuffle off this mortal coil.
Part 1. So it's done in parts. I remember when I finished that section, it said, congratulations, you're officially done with the original chunk.
So was the original was just a circle
Yeah.
That
Basically what I just
squared off
showed
at
you is
end?
the original.
Right.
21, 22, 25. Well done. So at the end of round 25, it says, well done. You have just completed Sophie's mandala. If you stop now, you can use your mandala as a doily or a cushion cover, or you can continue to square her up in part 4, which makes your brain hurt. Creating an intricate, large Afghan square. So I finished round 25. I finished the original thing, and now I'm just starting part 4. So that's where I'm at. So I have finished 25 rounds of 112.
Okay, so not quite a quarter of the way through.
Yeah.
And it took 18 months.
Oh my gosh. Well, she's been in hiatus for a while. There's a note here on the last round, on round 112. It says, note, you are not going to like me very much. This round has 864 stitches.
Cool.
848 of which are back post stitches. I love the back post stitch.
I don't mind the back post.
But as this is the last official round, I'm sure you'll forgive me. I love the back post. I would rather do that than a crab stitch any day of the week.
I don't do the crab stitch. I do a twisted single. So you go to do it and then you twist it around and then draw it through, and it's much easier, but it gives you the same look.
Really? Well, I mean, we just that last round that was on there, that was the crab stitch. Man, oh man, oh man. But you want to see something funny? Look at this.
Name's like a reverse single.
Look at that stitch. That looks like just like that stitch that's on my sock.
Yes.
Almost done. Yeah.
Oh.
Sheepies. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So while I've been sitting here knitting, I've gone too far and I need to undo my square a little bit. That's not good. Don't like undoing.
Well, you just made me undo, so.
You made a mistake.
I did make a mistake. And I fixed it like a good little girl.
You did, like a champ.
And I didn't even
I thought we'd have heaps of time to make this square, and it wouldn't, like, I'd only be halfway finished by the time we finish the live, but I've got almost enough for 1.5 squares here.
So Mr. Steve and I today, and all the rest of the gang,
okay, yes,
came to a big decision. Should we announce it, Mr. Steve and Miss Amy?
You're all flying out to Australia to see me.
We are. We'll be there tomorrow, or yesterday, as it were. I wish. I wish. Nope. We are starting bingo up again.
Oh, cool.
We picked a date and a time and a location and all the things. You might even be awake.
Oh.
Maybe.
When are you starting?
On Monday the 24th. Oh, Amy's driving to the airport right now.
Yep.
So, yeah, Monday the 24th. So, not this Monday. Let me see. Oh, I've got a calendar right here in front of me.
So that will be a Tuesday for me, probably.
Yep. So that'll be Tuesday morning for you. Tuesday the 25th. So 2 weeks from tomorrow, today, 2 weeks from today for you. Because it's Monday there, right?
It is Monday.
Okay. So what time is it there right now?
12:20 in the afternoon.
You'll be awake. You'll be awake because we're doing it at 4:00 in the afternoon, my time. Bingo, bingo, bingo.
So that'll be 9 a.m. my time.
Yeah. Nightbot thinks you won, Steve. And Steve is adamant that I follow the rules. That I make rules.
Sue, you'll be going to Tasmania, won't you? if you come to Australia?
Mm.
Because that's where you're from originally. And you're now in a state that starts with P, maybe?
Pennsylvania?
I haven't got you confused with someone else.
Home state.
Tasmania, yeah.
Wow. Tasmania. That's a real place?
It's an island, yes. It's an island state.
Alabama. She's in Alabama.
Alabama. P-A, close.
Alabama. Go Red Tide, right? Red Tide? Alabama Red Tide?
Yes, when I manage to get over to another friend's live, Laura's live, I run into Sue. That's where I knew your name from, Sue.
Mm.
You know how you recognize the name, but you're not quite sure of the details?
Yeah.
But yes, I have your place.
Tide, that's what it is. Oh, Amy says it's not an island.
Who's not an island? Tasmania's an island.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Got us a fight on our hands.
Yeah.
Maybe Alabama's not an island.
No, Alabama's not.
Oh. Tasmania is an island, not Alabama.
Yes.
So we're going to start bingo on the 24th. And Steve says I have to make a rule that people have to sign up the appropriate way that is set up in the rules, and they cannot come bebopping in at the beginning of bingo and expect to sign up. And you are right. You are right. I was telling Dana that we were going to be starting up again, and she said you are right. Yeah, it's a haul from where we are.
It's a hunkin' long way from Australia to the States, or to anywhere actually in the Northern Hemisphere, UK, Europe.
So
what did I do there? Oh, that looks terrible. Okay.
Everybody is quite excited. So that's one of the things I have to do early this week is to get that video and get it posted and dig out my pom-poms.
Yes. And you do the numbers in Excel, don't you? Or equivalent
on the
in a spreadsheet.
I actually put them into the description box. But
is that where you look at them from?
You know, I kind of do. Because I look at them. I used to print them out, and I don't even do that anymore. I just look at them right from the screen. So, because I would print them out to write the stuff on them, but I know, aren't we so excited? We're so excited. And so we'll have a couple of weeks to get our numbers in, and I might okay, Steve. Do I have permission to give people a little grace this first time around since we haven't had bingo for a while? Or do I have to stick to my guns?
Usually go in 3 months.
Yeah, we do. Oh. January, February, March, April, May. So we would be picking new numbers right now for the next time around anyway. So the numbers we pick right now will be good for this first bingo and the whole next quarter. So that was good timing because we discussed that too. We thought about letting people change their numbers every week, or every month, not every week, every month. We made the determination, nope, we'll just keep it quarterly like before. So June 24.
It takes I don't think changing your numbers every month. I mean, it takes me a month to choose a number anyway. Like, if I have to change them every month to pick crappy numbers all the time, I'm just going to, it's not going to work. I'm going to hit on a winner.
We're only doing it twice a month. So we're doing it the 2nd and 4th Monday of the month. So we'll have a reminder out. We'll have a calendar up on my community page. Yep. We'll have, reminders every time we do a live, every time we do all the things. And Steve says they can do it or they can wait. He's tough. He's going to keep me in line. He's keeping me in line. Oh, I have to do something, Steve. Dana said I had to do this. Dana told me today that I have to do this. Do. Okay. There we go. And that Steve's in charge. And so if anybody gives me crap, Steve will say, nope, you can watch this time, see how we do it, and you can play next week.
That's right.
Not
so they
yet.
Can join during the quarter.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They can join during the quarter. They just can't join during the game.
Just not that night. So for instance, if we were playing tonight, we'd say, nope, we'd show them the link where to put your numbers in, and they can play on the next bingo night,
right?
Which is 2 weeks. So, and that way they can watch, they can see how it works, they can interact, they can visit.
Yep.
They just can't play unless they've got their numbers in before the game starts, before the evening. It's going to be hard for me.
I think it'll be easier to maintain to being every fortnight rather than every week.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Mama Gwen, I'll get a video up early this week. Probably I've got a board meeting Monday morning. I should be able to get the video made Monday afternoon and get it posted. I know.
Yes.
It's pure chaos. We're going to start at 4:00 Pacific. Oh, and we're getting mosquitoes already. I got mosquito bites on my legs already. Do you guys want to see my socks?
I thought you were going to say mosquito bites.
No, you can't. They're back here. I can't bend that much. But aren't they so pretty?
Great.
So pretty. Yeah. So, and so everybody's happy and everybody's excited, and I've got a couple of things that I need to get figured out first, and because I'm doing an additional thing, which is another whole reason that I won't be able to bring people in the day of or bring people in late, because I got a different thing that I'm trying to figure out how to do, an extra thing. And seems like there was something else, but I can't remember now. But yeah, we're excited. Everybody's excited. We're excited. Everybody's excited. And Sherry's not here tonight, so she still doesn't know.
No, I haven't seen or heard from Sherry for a long time.
But the game itself will be the same. It'll still be 3 games, match 5, and then blackout. And we're hoping that with all of these kind of being strict, with that kind of thing and starting on time, within a few minutes of on time, then we can keep it at 2 hours or under 2 hours, which is kind of my goal.
Yes. Because what time would it be on the East Coast if it's 4 o'clock?
So that makes it 9 o'clock. That means we'd be ending by 9 o'clock on the East Coast.
Oh, that's good. I thought you meant starting at 9.
That's very reasonable. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah. So, woo-hoo.
Yeah.
I got to order something and get that here. I got to remember to do that. Because I got to get that ordered or it's not going to be here.
Mm. So I'll definitely be able to, it's only every fortnight. So yes, I'll be able to make that one. It's the second one that I'll actually be away from home.
Okay.
Away from my hometown visiting relatives. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, I'm super excited about it. And I know everybody else is going to be happy too. So spread the word. If you guys are, if you guys are popping into other people's lives or doing stuff in other places, let folks know that Bingo's back and to be looking for the video to go in and sign up. So Bingo's back. Bingo's back. I know, we're dorks. Dorks.
It's been a long while.
Long while.
Yeah.
Because just about the time I was ready to come back, the whole store thing started up and it was like chaos.
Yeah.
Chaos. And the store's just about to the point where, I still have a ton to do, but I feel like it's under control. We had such a great day on Saturday. So, started to say Saturday was National Knit Outside Day. And first game is on the 24th. And so on Wednesday, I decided, okay, we need to take advantage of this and do something. And I didn't have time to put like a whole thing together, but even if I can just get something out there to say, hey, we're here. And so basically I did, what's it called? I did a Facebook, not announcement, activity event, a Facebook event. Mm-hmm. And so basically I just said, come join us for National Knitting Outside Day. And we're going to have, because Stitch and Bitch is actually copyrighted. You can't use that term.
Oh, okay. I wouldn't use it anyway.
I know, but that's what people call it, is a Stitch and Bitch. You get together and do your thing. So my IT lady came up with a term. I love it. Yarn and yak. Because of yak, Yeti, yak, and Bigfoot. I'm like, oh, I love it. So we're calling ours a yarn and yak. And so we said that, and then we had we did a drawing, and just kind of announced it, and then popped that out there, and I finally have a sign, such as it is. So I have one sign. I went to the print shop and I said, what's the biggest piece of paper you can just print on? And it was like legal size, right? And so I said, okay, I want 4 legal size prints, each one with the biggest letter you can put on. And I had them spell out the word yarn. And so I taped that together and put it in the window. And then I did have an actual designed thing printed out on paper, and I taped that into the front side window, because where we are is a street light. So when the cars stop, they're literally right next to our front window. And the way our door faces sideways, I knew if I could put something in that window, at least the people stopped at the red light would see it.
Right.
So I had one person come in from the announcement from the Facebook thing, and she bought yarn. She bought, and she was a knitter and a crocheter. So we had a nice visit, and she loved the store, and she can't wait to come in for the yarn and yaks. And we had a whole conversation about knitting needles. And then, and guess what, Steve? So I had to go to Joann's today. And so I was looking at their knitting needle section. They don't have that much. They have clover knitting needles, which I have never tried. And they basically had a section of needles that are cables in all the needle sizes and a couple of cable sizes, and then had a handful of straight needles and some DPNs. It was not a huge section, not nearly as big as I remember it being. So this may not be as bad as I thought it was going to be. So we had a conversation there, and she enjoyed the whole, the whole setup. And then later on, some guy was just walking by, and he came in and bought something from the other retail section, the home goods retail. And then later on, some lady came in, her and her mom came in, and I asked her, what made you stop in? And she said she saw that yarn sign in the window, just the word yarn. I saw yarn and I had to come in.
Yep, that would get me as well.
Yep. So just the little bit that I had done there worked. And
nice.
So all in all, we had a good day. And she was laughing at me. Her mom was laughing at me because I literally have this an invoice book, a receipt book, and I'm writing out what she bought, and I'm doing the math, on the calculator. She's like, "You really are old school." And I'm like, "Yep." And I tore off my receipt and gave it to her. And I said, "Yep, this is how I'm keeping inventory." Yeah, it is online. Yeah. So it's yeah, I was looking at their yarn today, and I almost bought that. I had it in my hand, that Red Heart that Amber was talking about the other day. That one that
Bitty or Bitty?
Yeah. And it was very pretty, but it's $10 a skein for Red Heart acrylic yarn. And the design, the way it works up, it's kind of a chunky stripe, and I didn't love it, so I put it back because I thought, I want to see how this works up. And I'm like, no, don't love it.
Those sort of yarns often work up better knitted than they do crochet.
Yeah.
Unless it's moss stitch. Moss stitch in crochet handles variegated yarns really, really well. But I haven't seen anywhere in Australia yet that has the Bitty yarn. Is it Itty or Bitty?
I think it was called Bitty.
Bitty, yes.
They did have the granny square there, finally. It's the first time I've seen it in the store. They've been out of it before now, but I've already decided I have no interest in that.
I'm only interested in it to see how it knits up.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting. I think you're just chunks.
Sometimes with the bloom yarn, and we've got another one here from Spotlight, that when you do it on the Addy machine, it comes up really nice, like very nicely striped. And I was wondering if the granny square yarn would do something like that.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, but for $10 a skein, it's not worth it.
Oh, no, not at all.
No.
How many? Sorry, before I say no, not at all. How many grams in the skein? Is it a large skein?
It was pretty big. I don't think it was like their giant skein. I honestly don't remember. Has anybody used the granny square skein yet? Whoops, that's not what I need. GRANNY, granny
stripes.
QUARE, granny square yarn. Here we go. That's funny. It says it's $6.99. It was not.
They had the granny square yarn in Spotlight Mill End, I believe. Poppy was saying, the Poppy lady, crazy Poppy lady was saying, and I got 4 bags, and I got this crappy snuggle yarn that's like a chenille blanket yarn. I absolutely cannot stand. There's no labels on them, for mill ends. There's no
Oh,
labels
really?
on it.
Oh, yeah.
And yeah, and one of them that's possibly the granny yarn, but I'm not sure because I've had that sort of yarn before from Spotlight as a mill end way before the granny square yarn came out. So I'm not sure if it is or not.
Dang it, they've got so many pop-ups I can't get to the yarn.
Yeah.
Ranny, Granny, Red Heart Granny Square yarn.
But I'm not usually into gimmicky yarn like that. Like if I have to control my tension so much to get it
and
to come
this you
in.
have to be so careful of.
That's what I've heard and the reviews that I've seen on it.
417 yards. It's
so maybe 170 grams.
It's their Super Saver Jumbo, so it's the big one. I can't see how many ounces it is. Come on, why won't you give me any information?
It'll come to Australia eventually.
One ball will make 14 granny squares. 5 colors in one ball. Show more. Okay, here we go. No, it does not tell you. It just says how many yards it is. It doesn't say how much it weighs. Isn't that odd? I wonder if I can get the picture bigger. I cannot. Nope. That's pretty. So it's the big red heart one though. Yeah, you got to understand your tension and hooks. You got to start it in the right place. The colors are so pretty, but I'm not a fan of granny squares to begin with, so this just it doesn't make my heart go pitter patter. There's too many other things. When it first came out, I wanted to get my hands on it. I'm over it.
I'm very much a wait and see sort of person most of the time. I think, for example, microwave ovens were out for about 15, 20 years before we got our first one.
Oh, my Lord.
Yeah, it's like, no need to rush. VCRs, video recorders were out. I don't know how many years before we decided, okay, this isn't a fad, we'll get one.
So Sue wants to design a blankie using 100% cotton chenille and 100% wool.
Wow.
I'm not sure what that would be like. Sounds heavy.
You'd have to get a really good chenille so it doesn't shed.
Yeah, because a lot of the chenille sheds. Some of it sheds, but look at my shirt. My friend just went to Ireland and she brought me this back. Isn't that the cutest thing?
That's cutest.
Right. You're right, Steve. They just want to be able to pick it up and go.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I have my understanding is you have to turn your block. You either can't turn your block or you have to turn your block. So if you're the kind that doesn't, because again, when I do mine, I don't turn my block. I just go around and around and around.
Same here.
Yeah. And so it must be the people that want to turn their block. It won't work if you do that either. Yeah. So Granny couldn't, or Bag-A-Day couldn't get hers to work. But
I think no, she couldn't. And then I think she just made a hat and called it something like Hidden Deception. This is what the yarn looks like if you don't just do granny squares, and it's like it was the hidden beauty in it. Yeah.
Because Mikey did a whole thing on it, and he basically said you have to do this and this and this, and it will work perfect every time. But you have to do those things. So
Yeah.
Oh, you think it'll look camo? Oh, okay.
Oh, cameo. Yeah.
Interesting.
And would the chenille part be the face of the cameo, Sue?
Oh, cameo. I read it as camo.
Oh, I had to look again then to see, make sure I read it right.
Well, with autocorrect, who knows?
It could be. She could have meant camo, and then.
That's so funny.
That would be very intricate to do a face, like to do a profile.
Yeah, that'll be pretty. That will be pretty. Very interesting. So I got to talk to Amber today. I got to talk to Dana today.
I'm counting stitches.
Oh, sorry, everybody. You didn't tell us to be quiet. You weren't counting out loud, so we didn't know you were.
I had my counting face on.
Oh,
Go.
Four,
to Amber today.
12.
10, 40. I've cast on too many. I just get carried away.
No.
Okay, continue.
Okay, the cameo will be a house with entwined trees. Okay, I don't even know what that means. I have no idea what that even means. Oh, Steve's counting for you. 17, 6.
I know. I do that on purpose when someone's counting. Wrong. All wrong, Steve. It's 32.
32. Well, it's supposed to be 32, and you've got 34. Or is it supposed to be 34?
Oh, I had like 44.
Oh, you were way off.
I was way off. I was just doing it as we're chatting. So, yes, it's dangerous.
So what kind of a cast on are you doing?
I'm doing a cable cast on.
Ooh, what is that? That sounds fancy.
It's this one. It's sort of got a little, I'll turn it around for you so you see the prettier side.
I tried to make you big.
It doesn't look like a cable.
No, does not.
No. In one of the stitches that you'll do for the shawl, it's kind of got how to do it in there. So what you do is you go between the two stitches.
Are you using DPNs?
Yes.
Because
it's only got 32 stitches. Then knit, bring it up, and stick it on the needle.
Oh.
Go between the stitches, yarn over, bring it up, and stick it on the needle. You'll be doing that in one of the patterns on the shawl.
Okay.
Up towards the end. And I'm only doing this because I don't have a crochet hook handy, and now I can't remember how many I just cast on, so I need to. We'll just put that down there for the moment.
Steve will count for you. Steve will count for you. Okay, so Sue says entwined trees is a cable. Now you've got Cheryl interested. She loves it.
I've seen the Tree of Life as a cable.
We got to look it up.
Love to see a picture. Love to see a picture of what you're designing, Sue.
Entwined trees cable. Yep, that's not it. Oh. Celtic cables, perhaps?
I love Celtic knots. Yes, Celtic cables.
Could that be it? The entwined vest.
Is that what it's like, Sue? Ah.
So are you saying yes to Celtic cables?
Two trees intertwined with tangled bodies. Interesting. Do you design many things, Sue? I usually only design things for me, usually, unless a certain American from Spokane convinces me to do otherwise.
I have something else for you, by the way.
Who? For who? For Sue?
For you.
Steve? For Steve? For Amy?
For you. No, that's not coming up.
Oh, I can actually show you, Robbin, on the square I just finished, the cable cast on what it looks like down the bottom there. That row down, right down there.
Oh.
It's very pretty.
This is calling itself entwined cable.
I've done something like that before, yes.
That looks party.
Hmm.
That looks like something I'm never doing. Unless I hang around with some certain person from Australia
Everything's easy.
that thinks
One
I can
stitch at a time.
Apparently, I can't even count.
Well, hey, that's your school system's fault, not mine. I'll see if I can find a picture of a blanket I designed. Okay, so Robbin, I'm probably going to send you a picture. Well, actually, what I can do.
Ooh, what was it I just said I had to add to my list?
Okay,
Well,
so
the baby blanket.
Let me see if I can get it up now. So that's a blanket that I designed.
Oh,
there.
Look at that thing.
I did that for my niece's wedding as a wedding gift for her probably about 5 or 6 years ago now. And the blanket that I made to donate to the auction, I didn't take a picture of it. Didn't take a picture. I just wanted to get it in by the deadline. And but I can show you one thing. I'll just pop off camera for a second and I'll go grab it.
That's going to be fun, Sue. I'm doing something in Morse code. I just said this afternoon, dang it, now I have to add 2 blankets to my. I know what I did not add was the shop's Sophie.
Back again. So this is sort of the blanket that I designed.
Wow.
So going across. This is my test swatch.
That's a test swatch. Good Lord.
To see how the patterns looked together.
That's a year's project for me.
And, well, this is my test swatch. I wasn't going to rip it out, but now I use it kind of like a bit of a cowl. I just need to sew in the end.
Or you can put a couple buttons on it and it'd be one of those button-over cowls.
Yes, something like that. But so they're the 2 ones that I've designed, but I've never written up the pattern for people, for the public to do. It's just all in my own shorthand. stuff. But yes, I like cable. So I'm interested in Sue's cable, entwined cable cameo blanket
gorgeous.
thing.
Can't wait to see how that's coming along.
Yeah.
Pretty, pretty, pretty. Well, folks, we're coming up on 2 hours. If it were bingo, we'd be about done. Steve, you didn't tell us where you were at on the shawl.
Actually, I have a needle here. I might just sew the ends in right now.
There you go. Yeah, because I can sew in ends while I'm talking. I can't do much else.
I just feel bad that I'm looking down and not looking at the screen. So
nope, I think it's
get to see my bald spots.
I was doing something. We were setting something up, and I had to sit down on a chair that was meant for a child, and they took my picture. And then I looked at the picture, and I'm like, why didn't you people tell me how gray I was up here? And they're all like, well, we thought you knew.
We thought you knew. When I look at my hair in the mirror, I can still see a lot of brown. When I'm outside, it's like sparkling white.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. So
okay.
Oh Lord. Yeah, so we'll see if I get my, what did I say my projects were going to be? I'm going to finish the spring square thing. I'm going to get those. Oh, you're traveling this week. Oh yeah, you don't have to tell me.
Oh, I know.
That's why we didn't put any deadlines on this. It's just work on it when you can.
Even me getting the tutorials up, I don't think I've put anything up for like 3 weeks. And I was saying to Robbin earlier, there was a house that's less than a quarter of a mile from here. And I was about to do my video for this thing, and their house caught on fire. Their gas tanks blew up. We had the shock waves come over our house. It started a grass fire down the front of the property next door. So that was almost a third of a mile away from where the fire started. And it's like, you can't catch a break. I mean, I feel sorry for the people, but it's like, you just set your camera up to start recording and boom, things go off. Yeah, so yeah, life gets in the way of best laid plans of mice and men. Yeah. And so, Steve, you said you're just back home. Was that a UK trip that you were doing? I think you mentioned earlier you were heading off to the UK at some point.
Did you bring me a present? I've never been
out of Australia.
Did you bring me a present? Did you bring me a present?
I know mine's in the mail because Steve's like that. He wouldn't have forgotten his Aussie mates.
Oh, I am. It has been a week, man. Oh man. I think it was either Thursday or Friday. I was just done. I was done. I'm like, I don't care if this thing ever opens, I'm done. And then Saturday was just wonderful. UK.
I know when you're having a busy week. I know when you're having a busy week because I don't hear from you at all. We go days then without.
Yep. Or then I'm texting you at midnight going, ah!
It's like, you're just getting home and it's midnight, man. Well, at least that's daytime for me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're the only one I can contact. It's like, what time is it? Oh, I can call Cheryl.
Yeah.
If it's 5 a.m, I can call Dana. If it's midnight, I can call Cheryl.
Yes.
If it's after 5, I don't dare call Cheryl or call Dana. Oh, hello, Miss Deb. We almost missed you.
Hi, Deb.
So Steve says UK at the end of the month, going to Hampton, Connecticut, RHS. And then Sue says, hopefully when I get back from Florida, you'll have a new kitchen. Very good. Oh, dear Steve, you should have come visit it. Well, you wouldn't want to come visit here. It was so cold last week.
Popped into the shop.
Yeah, absolutely. So cold last week. And then there's Miss Deb. I was showing off your shawl earlier at the top of the show. We were showing things off. And I got one row knit twice because I had to tear it out and do it again.
Okay. Yes, I might do what you said, suggested there, Robin, and put a couple of buttons on this test swatch.
Mm-hmm.
It's
And then
so
it can be,
snug.
then it can be one of those like snuggy
like
things.
towel,
Perfect, just like that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Total.
I'm all ready for winter.
Show. Royal Horticultural Society. Got it.
Yes, CT is court, not Connecticut.
Oh.
Do you have roads called court? Like we have road, and its abbreviation is CT?
CT, yeah.
Yep, that's what the Hampton Court was.
Okay.
Yes.
But I think there's a Hampton, Connecticut, too. Yeah.
You have a Melbourne as well. Melbourne in, is it Florida?
Sure. Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure we've got it everywhere. Like there's 5 cities of Spokane. We're the only.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah.
You said Melbourne?
Melbourne.
MELB. Spell it for me. Oh, Melbourne. Yeah, Florida.
We tend to shorten our names here. So it would be difficult for me to say it properly, but we say Melbourne.
There's one in Washington State.
Oh, okay.
Over on the other side.
There you go.
In Grays Harbor County, where I have been. Isn't that funny?
We have a Texas here in Queensland.
Oh, fun.
Yes. Whew, getting a bit warm with that.
Oh, I bet. That looks warm.
Save that for tonight. I've been finding as I get older, I feel the cold more. So in my youth, I would put ice cubes in the bath on a hot summer's day or evening just to cool down. We'd go down to the servo and grab a bag of ice, throw it in the bathtub with cold water and go, don't melt, don't melt. And now I just look at an ice cube and I'm like, where's the cardigan?
I have always been cold. I'm always the coldest one in the room. Always, always, always. Hobart
in Indiana. Hobart's the capital of Tasmania.
Oh. Yes. I see.
Yes, we're very fortunate. We don't have 50 states like you to remember and know all their capitals. We only have 5 states: Queensland, New South Wales, Victoria, Tasmania, South Australia, or Western Australia, 6 states and 2 territories.
Well, yeah, because we have the 50 states, plus we've got some territories.
Yes. Well, our territories are actually part of Australia. So the Australian Capital Territory, where Parliament is inside of New South Wales, and the Northern Territory is sort of like the top centre part. So they're not territories like your territories, like
because we've got Puerto Rico
and Barbados.
Oh, see, I didn't know that.
Oh, I think Barbados is.
I don't know. I'm terrible.
Oh, not Barbados, Bahamas.
Bahamas?
Yes.
The Bahamas. The Commonwealth of Bahamas. I don't think they're part of us.
Aren't they? Oh, okay. That's my mistake.
Oh, here we go. Is the Bahamas part of the U.S.? It has its own government and has been independent since 1973. Guam.
I need to update my information in my head then if it has been independent since 73, just a little behind the times.
The Guam is a U.S. The Guam is a U.S. territory.
Yes.
Good Lord. No.
So geography obviously isn't our strong point. Our strong suit is Me
Ask me
neither.
about yarn.
Yes. Oh, my husband and my son, geography, they know where everything is, absolutely everything. My son, when he was 10, was having an argument, well, not an argument, discussion, a lively discussion with his teacher about Greenland. I think it was, yes. And she was trying to tell him that Greenland was, I can't even remember what it was, but we were doing distance education. So he got his last word in and then hung up. So she, and he was right. I had to Google it, but he was correct.
Yep.
Yeah.
Good night, Linda. I'm so glad you made it in. If we don't talk to you before, we'll see you on Wednesday. U.S. citizens test, yeah. So the U.S. territories are America Samoa, which I had forgot about, Guam, the Republic of the Marshall Islands.
Okay, so the Marshall Islands.
The Commonwealth of the Northern Mariana Islands.
I don't know those. Whereabouts are they?
No clue. The Republic of Palau. P-A-L-A-U. Palau. The U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico.
Okay.
And the Federated States of Micronesia.
I've heard of Micronesia.
Man.
Are you off as well, Amy, or are you just saying good night to Linda?
It's mostly stuff over here in the water, kind of between us and you guys.
Okay, yeah, so in the Pacific. Yeah.
So it's like all that stuff in the middle of the ocean between us guys and you guys.
Right. Oh, no.
And then there's something that goes around Alaska, but it doesn't have a name. Oh, there's the Northern Mariana Islands over by Guam.
I seriously have no idea where Guam is either, really.
Yeah, well,
heard of it?
Like Taiwan.
Oh,
no.
Okay.
No, it is not.
Oh, no?
No.
It is now in my mind forever. Thank you, mister.
Yeah.
Something gets in, it's very hard to get out. It can be very hard to get in there too.
Guam is straight up from you. So there's
straight up from us.
So see the blue dot? That's Guam.
Oh, okay. All right.
Very interesting. Well, now that we've had our, is that history and geography lessons? Oh, yeah. I just point and everybody knows what I'm talking about.
I've got a reference point. I had Australia there. I know where we are.
Yeah. It's that way.
That's right.
That's exactly right, Amy. Good Lord. All right, guys. I'm done. I'm going to bed. I'm tired. Silly cat woke me up at 4:30 in the morning. Then she got a squirt bath and she ran for it.
It's good.
But I was awake. And I've had a rough week. But
it's been long.
Things are better. Things are better. And today is Sunday, right?
No.
So I've got to meet. Yeah, no. Here it is Sunday. If where you are, I'd be at my meeting already.
Oh, it'll be over.
Really?
What time's your meeting? 8:30. It's at 1 o'clock here.
Oh yeah, it'd be way over. I'd be back here.
Yeah. We'd be out to lunch.
Yes. Ooh, maybe I can go to lunch with my friend. Sometimes she can come to the meeting, sometimes she can't. She works from home for the hospital. So sometimes she makes the meetings and sometimes she doesn't. But they've got a really good cafe. It's at the college, and the culinary school is right there in the same building where we have our meetings. So sometimes the lunches are really good. They used to feed us lunch, and the meeting was like at noon, but this time the meeting is way in the morning. So
Breakfast? A breakfast meeting?
probably donuts, because they've got a bakery right there too.
Okay.
So we shall see. But I'm off. Nope, you've got something. No?
No? Oh, me? No.
Okay.
I was going to say,
say something. Night, okay. Good night, everybody. See you guys on Wednesday, if not before. And I will get a video. I'll get a signing up for bingo video in the next day or two, because I got a lot of things I need to do. Oh, who is this? Oh, that was Friday. Huh. I missed a phone call Friday. Doesn't surprise me. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye-bye. Good night. Thank you, Steve. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Sue.
Bye, Sue.